Welcome to Find Your Strong, the podcast that's here to help you free yourself from food rules, fitness guilt, and those weird detox teas.
Oh, do not get me started, Ella.
All right, I won't. I'm Ella, nutritionist and intuitive eating counselor.
And I'm Christine, personal trainer, intuitive eating counselor, and your hype woman for joyful movement.
You are, woohoo! Together we talk to experts, share stories, and hopefully leave you feeling a bit more at home in your body.
So if you're ready, let's find your strong. So welcome to another episode of the Find Your Strong podcast. I'm tired today, but I have coffee, so I'm all good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm also tired, but for other reasons, because I've got a broken bone and I think that's trying to heal. So I think I need that rest.
How are you? Stop falling over your feet when you're skiing.
I know, I shouldn't I? It's really stupid. Yeah.
I've broken lots of bones, so
yeah. So there's hope for me to get back to.
I don't understand how people have just like not broken any bones. I don't understand how that's a thing.
I know, it's odd. But before this, I've only ever broken toes.
Oh, you'd never broken like a significant bone? Oh.
No, I'm one of them.
Wow. I've broken pretty much everything you could imagine.
Oh God. Oh yeah, it's rough. It's just I'm not very patient. So the whole process of healing and recovering is really trying me.
Well, let me just go through my list. So little finger, which is fine. Pelvis, not so good.
Not so good.
Cheekbone. How do you break a cheekbone?
That takes some skill.
And arm as well. So
oh God,
that's quite a lot of stuff.
That is quite a lot of broken bones.
Yeah. So I see your wrist and I raise you.
Okay, you win.
Well, you win at the minute. Let's just give you your victory today. But yeah, so today we were thinking, what are we going to talk about? And I keep coming back to this idea in my head of obedience. And most of us, when we hear that, think, oh. And then I'm thinking, well, why then are we all trying to be obedient and fit a mold that is being prescribed to us by the patriarchy and capitalism? And, why are we all trying to look the same? Ageless Barbie dolls, tiny, very specific, tiny, you got to look exactly this particular way. Why?
That's $1 million question.
Why are we not fighting against it and going, hello, I'm a strong woman. Why are we not owning what we are? Why are we all trying to be the same version of unique? Do you know what I mean? Why?
Yeah. I suppose part of it is because we're being told that we're not good enough the way we are, that we need to have this goal to achieve, to be thinner, to be prettier, to be younger. That doesn't come from inside, does it? That doesn't come from us. That's something that's coming from the outside. So someone is telling us that. And in order to feel valuable, we try and fit in with that line of thought and that narrative. I would imagine that's part of I don't have the answer, but I'm just thinking aloud. So I think this sort of being obedient to the status quo and to what is being dictated to us has got a lot to do with the fact that we're being made vulnerable. We're being dictated that we have a problem. And therefore, we need to solve that problem, which means that we have to lose weight, we have to look younger, we have to inject our faces with stuff so that we don't have wrinkles.
Yeah, but what are we fixing with that? What are we adding to our lives? Are we becoming happier?
Fitting in? No,
we're not becoming happier. We're not even fitting in, really. Or who are we fitting in with? Nobody is happy. Nobody is happy with themselves. And everybody is just critical of themselves and others. Yeah. And I don't understand who you're fitting in with by getting.
No, I hear you. Don't you feel like we are trying to fit in? I completely understand what you're saying, and I totally agree that we're not happier. I feel like, if anything, we are less happy now than we were.
Oh, God, yeah.
Several decades or centuries ago, in one way or another. I just think the fitting in is to not. I don't know. It's a false kind of goal, isn't it? It's just something that we're being told we need to do, and I don't know. We're just falling in line so that we
It's
don't.
what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
going, yep, I'm gonna do exactly what it takes, what you
Mm,
prescribe
mm.
to look a very specific way.
Yeah. Are we scared of judgment from others? Are we scared of being seen as less valuable? Are we see? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, but that was always the way. There obviously you've got this tribal thing that people want to fit in, and you've got
Mm,
this that's always that's generational. That's been here for many, many, many
mm,
hundreds of years. But why, when there's this huge cultural trend towards thinness, which has been here before, it's
mm,
been here before. We all know it's not serving us. We deep down we know this. We know
mm,
how many calories are required for your organs to function well, for your
mm,
bones to grow well, for your muscles to be able to grow and function, and for your body to just be happy. We know this. We know this. But
mm,
we're kind of going, no, no, we're just gonna do exactly what you're doing.
mm,
I don't know. I know it's not as simple as that. And it is very much the environment that we're living in. And
mm,
obviously some people are more susceptible to, for body image issues, some people are more susceptible than others,
mm,
certainly to eating disorders, all of that. That's not just
mm,
society breeds these.
mm,
Society helps, but it doesn't breed them. But I don't know why there's not more people. Maybe it's just the algorithm. We're not seeing more people. Why is there not more Emma Thompsons that are like, why are we wasting our life's purpose by worrying about
mm,
the size of our body? And that we don't just want to be perfect now. We want to be about three sizes below what we can actually be.
mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to be like this ideal that is unattainable, which we're going to
Mm,
use a drug to get to.
mm,
Doesn't matter how it actually impacts us.
mm,
It's quite a serious thing. The stakes have upped. The stakes have risen. Like we're not just talking about, oh, eat a certain way and exercise. We're talking about taking a drug which is going to, affect our brain chemistry and stop us feeling hungry,
mm.
stop us wanting food, stop us enjoying food. What the fuck is going on, Ella? Do you know what I
It's
mean?
if you put it like that, it's wild, isn't it? I don't know. It just feels like every time, and I'm generalizing, but every time women get a little bit of an up and have a bit more power, there is something else that puts us back in our place. This isn't happening to male celebrities. They're not shrinking in front of our eyes, are they?
No.
There is definitely a trend towards this incredibly extreme thinness that is then hailed as we all need to look like that. Um, I mean, it keeps our brains dumbed down and occupied, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we can't do anything else.
Potent political sedative.
It is
Yeah, we,
it is,
yeah.
it is. I mean, you can be really cynical about it, but I do feel like, there is definitely that is part of
But it
it.
also, yeah, exactly. All you're thinking about is how, weak you feel, or you're
Mm,
tired you feel, or
mm,
what you're gonna eat because you can only eat such a small amount. So you got to get, so your whole day is just about
mm,
your body and obsessing about how you look or how you think you look to other people. Because body image is not about how you actually look. It's
no.
about how you perceive
Mm, yeah.
your appearance. And it's, talking to Stephanie Michelle about this, and you've got the objectified body and the living body. We are all sitting in this objectified body to
Yeah.
the point that even when you get past a certain age where it used to be the fuck it generation, we're now, no, 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 we still have to look like we're
Mm,
20.
mm.
And do you know what I mean? And
I do know what you
if
mean. Yeah.
somebody says, "Oh, you look younger than you are," it's like the biggest compliment. Why should
Mm,
that be a compliment? Oh, you wouldn't know you had kids.
mm.
Why do I want to look like I've never had children? Because I have.
Because you're being told that that's the goal. I mean, we're being fed sort of artificially created vulnerabilities around our
Yeah, we're
appearance
being
all the
told that
time.
we have stuff to fix that
Absolutely.
we that's
Yeah.
not actually.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all generated. It's not, it nothing, none of that comes from the inside, even if you feel like, oh, this is an internal issue. The internal issue was created by an external message. It's none of this. If we were on an island somewhere, we've never had any contact with any of the outside world, we would not. worry about it. We might have certain um, cultural, traditional kind of, I don't know, ways of adorning ourselves or dressing or whatever. But I don't think there would be anywhere near as much importance placed on our appearance as there is now. I mean, you just, anything you look at, you you are made to feel lacking. Everything that you open a social media post, you compare yourself. Oh, I haven't got that. I would really like that product. Oh, my skin isn't as good as that. Oh, I need that eyeshadow. Oh, I need to buy myself some mushroom gummies. Oh, I need
Yeah.
that workout kit. Everything you look at is designed by very clever people to make you want. And one of the things that I think we are being made to want is that very unachievable, very thin ideal, like as you said, like a little Barbie doll kind of out,
Yeah.
like look, that sort of look. But it's not, it doesn't come from the inside, does it?
That's so I just, about eating disorders, for example, are biopsychosocial. So they are
Mm.
they're part genetic
Hmm.
and just your own psyche. So not everybody who is affected by the outside environment will get an eating disorder.
Mm.
It's a very specific kind of,
Hmm.
do you know what I mean? Some people are more
Hmm.
susceptible than others,
Hmm.
simply.
Yeah.
So that is from the inside.
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Okay, so
That is different. I'm not talking about a mental illness
you're
that
talking about
leads to
us
you.
just being,
I'm talking about we're talking about obedience, and someone with an eating disorder isn't obedient in the sense that we're talking
but
about people sort of trying to achieve this goal
but
of
maybe not about an eating disorder, but it's disordered.
course it is
So,
totally.
using a GLP-1 when you are not in a
Mm,
inverted commas overweight body.
hmm.
So, we don't subscribe to overweight, etc. The BMI is
Mm,
bullshit. But it is the fact that if you are in a straight size body, you should
hmm.
not be being prescribed a GLP-1 if you're not pre-diabetic or diabetic. It's as
Hmm.
simple as that.
Mm.
Because it doesn't, do you not agree, or is that? I know that there are instances where they say with binge eating disorder, there's some research coming out, and I'm not privy to that, so I cannot comment on that. But there is no stopping point for it. Ozempic will not go, oh, you're fine now. You're at a good weight for your height. We're going to
Hmm.
stop you losing weight. You will continue.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? It
Mm.
doesn't have like a cutoff point.
No, 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 I know. So what you're saying is that that in and of itself is disordered, and I totally agree with you that
But
that we can't find that stopping point and we continue to use it.
it's disordered in any
Mm.
body that isn't diabetic or pre-diabetic,
Mm.
or isn't, if somebody's in a larger body is also using Ozempic, they're not having enough calories
Mm.
to survive. That is
Mm.
disordered, no?
Mm. Don't, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you.
And if you are in a straight size body, you can use Ozempic to basically, you will then become very ill.
Mm.
So this is what I'm saying. It's not just a, oh, and you're going to look a certain way.
Mm.
If you feed your body a very limited amount of calories for enough
Mm.
time,
Mm.
you can become incredibly ill.
Of course. Yeah.
Whether you're in a larger body, medium-sized body, a straight, so whatever body you're in, so I don't know, it just seems like nobody's talking about that.
Well, I think some people are, but the majority of people are just, as you said, are being obedient and they're falling in line with what we're being told we should be doing. And that definitely can lead to an eating disorder. It doesn't have to, and it doesn't in all people, because as you said, it's not. There are some people who just have a predisposition to having an eating disorder that gets triggered by all sorts of different things. There's no one cause for it, but the whole idea of us fitting into this box and being that tiny and shrinking, that in and of itself is disordered, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
just, where's fat liberation movement? I mean, obviously the fat liberation movement is still there, but it is not
It's
in the
not as loud though,
forefront.
is
It's not
it?
as loud,
No, it
and
isn't.
the algorithm is very much switching that off.
Yeah.
So all we're hearing about is, oh, but you can get thin if you want to. It's a
Yeah.
choice now. It's not
Yeah.
everybody's different. It is, no, you can be all the same. We can all be the same. And it's just some
Yeah.
sort of like friggin' dystopian, crazy world that we're all little robotic friggin',
Yeah.
just going through life like, can't really think for ourselves. We're all just the same. It just
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Yeah, it is freaky. Yeah, it
You
is.
know?
And also, when you just mentioned sort of the fat liberation movement, a few people from that movement are also now losing
Yeah.
weight, which makes the whole space less of a safe space for
And
people
there's
in the
there's
bodies.
no shame there because everybody's body, you have
Sure.
autonomy, your agency, do what you want to do. It's,
Sure,
yeah,
but it normalizes that, even people who were very much at the forefront of the fat liberation movement are now using those drugs to lose weight. What is that saying?
yeah.
Right?
And
What is
that's
that saying to people?
it's hard when you see people who are prominent in those communities
Mm,
suddenly
mm,
losing enough and actually saying, "Oh, I was wrong. This is the
mm,
right way." That's where it's
mm,
hard. It's not
mm.
about people losing weight because our bodies change.
Sure.
It's about them saying, "Oh, I was wrong when I thought I was happy there."
Mm,
And
mm,
that's where it's really impactful in not a good way
mm,
because people suddenly go, "Oh, I can now just take that
mm.
and I can be like everybody else now."
Yeah.
Rather than thinking maybe uniquely my body is happy here.
Mm,
Maybe my body set point is this. Maybe
mm,
this is what, you know what I mean? There's no talk
mm,
about the intuitive eating, the set point that
mm.
it's just, I don't know. It just seems, I'm just getting fed up with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I'm in, yeah, same place. I think what you said about when people say, "Oh, I was wrong when I said I was happy in that larger body," I think that goes back to the point, doesn't it? You can be happy in a larger body, but we are being told
You
that we
can't.
can't.
Yeah. And that
And I
that was
think
all
that is the
that was all a
exactly.
facade. That wasn't real.
Exactly. And that in and of itself is part of being obedient, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're now also being obedient. They're not fighting against that stigma. They're not fighting against the oppression. They are part of it now.
But we in straight sized bodies cannot judge that because we
We're
don't
not we're
know
not
what
judging,
it's,
but
yeah.
we're having a
Yeah.
commentary on it, and we're commenting on what we are seeing. And I, for one, am seeing a lot less fat activism, a lot less intuitive eating content. There are some people that are quite prominent are in my feed that are, fighting the good fight, if you want to call it that. But it's less. It feels more disjointed. It feels almost deflated. I feel like people are getting fed up and deflated and feeling like I'm banging my head against a brick wall here and nothing's changing. These drugs are so, so powerful. The companies that sell those drugs are so powerful. We see people literally shrinking in front of our eyes, making it an attainable thing, not attainable, what's the word I'm looking for? An attractive goal.
Attractive, yeah.
And
And
and we're
GPs,
tired.
we just find this out. I reposted this the other week. GPs are being incentivized financially to, the more GLP-1s they prescribe, the more money
Mm,
they're going to get. And then at the same time, they've taken like 2 million away from eating disorder services. So they're
hmm.
get what that just makes me so mad. And I
Yeah,
think, you have, I'm from an eating disorder background. My daughter has an eating disorder. It makes me very angry
hmm,
when, do you know what I mean? Because it's very
hmm.
hard to recover in this culture. How the hell can you recover
Totally. Exactly.
when everywhere around you is telling you,
Of
oh,
course.
actually, the way you are right now in the throes of your eating disorder is spot on. That's what
Yeah,
we want.
yeah,
That's what you should be. How can you recover? How can
yeah,
you
yeah.
recover into a body that's healthy when actually everybody's telling you that's unattractive or that's, oh my God. But equally, Ella, I do get, where's the anger? This just being Milani is like, we don't care club. Where is that? We
Hmm,
need more of that. We need more of the women coming forward going, fuck this, excuse my
hmm,
language, but let's just take up space and
hmm,
be human and
hmm,
be ourselves, you
hmm,
know?
hmm.
And I
I
was
feel
talking,
like it's almost like sorry, I'm interrupting.
yeah.
Do you want to finish that sentence?
Oh no, so we've had on the I think this was before you were my lovely co-host. I had Steph Godrow on the
Oh
podcast,
yeah.
and she's incredible. And I have
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and that has been her ethos from the beginning. She wants women to take up space in their
Mm-hmm.
bodies and get
Mm-hmm.
strong and feel strong in their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more of that,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think maybe this whole anger, I'm angry too, don't get me wrong. But maybe that is not steering us in the right direction. Yes, we need to be a bit angry, but maybe we just need to use that anger and try and refocus people's attitudes.
But I'm getting angry at the patriarchy and capitalism
Oh
and
God,
the
yeah.
advertising and all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
think that's okay. The multi-billion-dollar companies that are making money off our perceived
Mm,
insecurities, that's who I'm angry at.
mm.
I think you need that anger.
Yeah, you do need that anger to fuel you, but I feel like we need to give people an alternative.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think
yes.
that there's a bit of that going on in terms of I feel in the fitness world at least, although there's a load of shit going down there as well, but I feel like there's more people saying
Lift
look,
weights.
you want to be strong, you want to look after your body in for the future rather than losing weight. So I feel like the narrative there is getting a little bit more refocused on other things. Why are you training? Are you training to be thin, or are you training to be strong and look after your body for when you get older? I feel like there
Hmm.
is a little bit of a shift there from what I see. But then,
Equally,
yeah.
modalities like Pilates have
Mm,
never been so popular because they promise the long, lean
mm-hmm,
bodies, and the tiny weights so
mm-hmm,
there is a movement of women who are like, come on, let's take up space.
mm-hmm,
But I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I'm saying that's still super small within
Yeah,
the
too small,
too
for sure,
small,
for sure.
And well, I was talking about this to somebody else. In the UK, we've got the Gladiators show,
Oh yeah.
and I really do. I know everybody wears no clothes, but
Mm,
I really like it because there's
mm-hmm,
an awful lot of strong women in that show
mm-hmm.
who can
Yeah.
lift people up and can throw things and that are physically strong.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? And I love watching that show because I'm not worried about,
mm,
how tiny everybody is and how you're
mm,
actually looking at what their bodies can do and how, you know
mm,
what I mean?
mm. Yeah, we need more of that. We need more, yeah, a refocus, more different examples of what it can be like.
And I don't know. I don't know. There's a book. Have you ever read when the kids were little? Did you ever read The Hueys?
No.
I think it was Oliver Jeffers.
Okay.
One of those amazing books. Like he wrote Lost and Found, the little penguin one, and there's lots of different ones that he wrote. Beautiful.
Okay.
And this was about the Hueys, and they were like a whole load of people that were all the same,
Mm,
and they just walked around. And then one of them decided to wear a jumper,
mm-hmm,
and he was different. And then
mm-hmm.
all the other Hueys thought, I want to be different too. So they all wore jumpers.
Yeah.
And then it ends with, and everything changed when somebody put a hat on, and then it was that whole idea. They wanted to be different too.
Yeah.
And it's like we all want to be kind of different in that way. We all want
Yeah.
to, do you know what I mean? And that's not, there's no individuality anymore.
No, there isn't. But we're I think we're scared of that because that makes us stand out, and it's safer to be part of the crowd, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, of course it is evolutionary. If you're the one who
Yeah.
stands out, you're going to be prey. You're going to be eaten by the tigers and lions and whatever.
Yeah, but you don't like being told what to do you?
No, I don't.
Why do we want to be told what to do?
Because then we don't have to think for ourselves. Then we don't have to make decisions. We're just being told. We just follow. There's so much going on in life, so it's much easier if you at least, have some structure from somebody else telling you what to do. And if the benefit of that is that you fit into um, a patriarchal viewpoint, then bonus, right? So I think that's why we're all being little clones and trying to.
And it's not there's not one part of us that's gone, we're above this. I've had an eating disorder for years. I've been also disordered eating, also obsessed with appearance. I
Mm,
have been all of those things. There is not
mm.
any part of me that is separate from that. I am affected by it, and I'm sure
Mm.
you would say you are too.
Of course. Yeah, I
But
think we all are. You can make as many stands and be up against it as much as you want, but I think we're all affected by it, for
but this
sure.
is I listened to an interview with Kate Winslet, and I love her so
Mm,
much.
she's great.
And she was basically saying she wants to keep her face exactly as it is to show other women what a normal face looks like.
Hmm.
And in her industry, it's getting less and less common.
Hmm.
And, it's so funny because as actresses, you need your facial expression.
Of course
You
you do.
need your face to move and
Yeah.
be like, if you're playing a 60-year-old woman, you know what I mean? You need all of
Yeah.
I don't know. And she thinks that's her way of almost standing up for it because it is,
Mm,
modeling to other people. It's like,
mm.
this is what a normal face looks like. And I really applaud her for that because it's not easy. And obviously, she's stunningly beautiful, and that helps. You know what I mean? It just,
Yeah.
my daughter sort of said that to me. Yeah, well, Kate Winslet it's okay for her to say that because she's like gorgeous, but it's more the point that she's going, no, I'm not going to succumb to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be,
Yeah.
myself so that I can help other people. And I think that's the take that I'm going with at the minute. I want to model for my daughters that, I've battled myself all my life, and actually now
Mm,
I'm not going to succumb to the you must use Ozempic, you must do all the fillers and the Botox because
mm,
I've done enough. I've wasted enough time
hmm.
and I'm done with it.
Hmm.
And I really am pissed off and fed up with it.
Hmm.
And so that's my take on it. What about yours?
Mm. No, I think I mean, I don't want to say that's all we can do, just be role models and kind of live authentically to our beliefs. I think that's a massive part, and that's harder than it sounds, I think. But
Yeah.
I was going to ask you actually, what else can we do then to stick a finger up at this obedience that we find ourselves
Well, I
in?
think we can constantly, so social media is a place where you can share the
Mm,
actual statistics
mm,
and the actual kind of bear with me. Oh, sorry. You can actually sort of the statistics as in how many calories we need a day, that your
mm,
brain needs carbs, your brain prefers carbs. They are the preferred source of fuel, that
mm,
we need a certain number of calories to thrive, for our organs to function, for our
mm,
bone, all of that. You can keep sharing the actual information. We can share about intuitive eating, which is about satisfaction, which we've lost
mm,
completely, about that, enjoyment of food and that sharing of
mm.
food together and that celebration. And, I think we can model, we can share, we can, talk to our clients, we can go to marches, we can, I don't know what else do you
No,
think?
this is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's all we can do. And for every one of us, there's 10 influencers telling us which way to stir our water with a wand so that the enzymes work. You get all of this bullshit from
Yeah.
people. And I feel like it's such an uphill battle all the time
I
that
know.
there's so many people who tell you all sorts of nonsense. And there's way more of them than there is of us. I mean, I posted something, was it yesterday, about all of this, like the nonsense that we're being fed, in particular on social media. And there is a few quite big accounts now that call out this bullshit. And I feel like we need to point people in that direction as well, because there's a lot of people who do the research, who are people working in the field who don't take any of that nonsense, and
Hmm.
and they
Hmm.
call it out and they say, look, this is complete and utter nonsense, don't listen to it. I think we need way more people to jump on that bandwagon than the influencers telling us what supplement we need to mix in our latte, whatever.
And I absolutely think that we need to defend the kind of fat phobic nature of the rhetoric that is everywhere.
Mm,
Suddenly it's okay to be fat phobic. It feels
yeah,
like that more than anything is the
that's
the
come
thing that
back
has
big time, hasn't
that
it?
has really upset
Mm,
me. And
mm,
and this is it's just, in normal conversations out and
Mm.
about that it's
Hmm.
okay to kind of go,
Hmm.
it's all of a sudden, that the O word, the
Yeah.
obesity epidemic,
Hmm.
is on everybody's lips. And all
Hmm.
these stats about how unhealthy it is to be in and they're completely unfounded. If
Hmm.
you go back to the science, they're
Hmm.
completely unfounded, but
Hmm.
it's almost like, oh no, it's okay now because
Yeah.
we have
We've
the
got
cure.
Ozempic, don't we? Yeah, exactly that. And I think that's exactly why it is now okay, because now we can do something about it, which also we don't really know. And also the amount of weight that people lose on those drugs isn't completely life altering. It
Yeah.
is generally a reasonably low percentage. And after a year, most people kind of stop taking it because either it's too expensive or it wreaks too much havoc with your body. So
Mm.
it's not the magic wand, but people feel like it is. So therefore now they can say all of these horrible negative things and revamp the obesity epidemic because they feel like, oh, well, we've got the solution to it. Here we go.
Yeah, and brands are no longer, the representation is no longer what it was.
Mm,
People of all size bodies, that is
yeah,
kind of almost fallen away. And I was like, excuse me,
I know.
what is happening? But you were talking about how, obviously this is a hugely serious, horrible topic, but on a lighter note, Kyla Cobbler
Mm,
comedy. So I just spoke
mm,
to you about this before we hit record. She's
mm,
a comedian, but she also is very vocal about the fact that what are we doing? Can we not just accept who we are and move on? And
mm-hmm,
she did this whole post about Rihanna because apparently
mm-hmm.
people were looking at Rihanna and saying, "Oh my goodness, she looks so old now. She looks different than she did when she was 20." And
Funny that.
and she was like, "Oh, did you see that about Rihanna? Amazing how she looks different now."
Mm,
17 years later, it's amazing that she doesn't look like a child anymore. And it was this whole, and she's
yeah.
created an empire, but that doesn't matter because she'd look like a child. It's
Mm,
like this, what is wrong with us?
I know.
She's had three children.
Yeah,
She's 17 years older than she was when
yeah,
you're comparing her to
yeah,
this photo.
yeah. Why would
And
she still look like that? It's
she's
ridiculous.
created an empire. She
Yeah.
is the most amazing, incredible
Mm,
woman. I love Rihanna. Why why are we reducing her to the fact that she looks a little bit older than she did when she was 20?
I know. I know.
And
It's wild,
shame,
isn't it?
what the fuck? But just looking at her perspective was really funny because it was just
Hmm.
like taking it all down, but in a way that didn't make you feel just like desperate at the state of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you need some light relief, that's
That
my
sounds
take for
good.
today.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah.
but and what is our parting word today? Because it is, I don't want to leave people feeling really negative and
Mm,
like, everything's changing for the worse because there are still, as you said, there's so many people trying to make a difference and
mm,
trying to show up, for body acceptance, body neutrality, and
mm,
there's an awful lot of great research out there that we can direct people to in terms
hmm.
of, the negative impacts of Ozempic and what it means for our bodies to actually eat nutritious food and eat
I
the number
know.
of calories that
I
our
know.
bodies need. But what
Yeah.
would you say? What would your positive ending be, Ella?
Well, I think exactly that, that there are resources out there that tell you a different story. Um,
Science. It's literally science.
yeah. And but
Yeah.
also that sort of call out the nonsense and just, yeah, just give them a go. Follow them, look it up. Don't take everything as the truth that you see on social media. It's hard. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any wisdom here because it is really hard not to get sucked into this
I
and
think
not to feel
if
bad about yourself when you see all these tiny little people out there
I think if you
shrinking.
are following accounts that make you start second guessing yourself, make
Mm,
you start thinking, oh, I should, any just unfollow. So really follow people that make you feel good about yourselves. Follow people like you.
mm,
We always used to say that follow people in similar sized bodies to you as well.
mm,
And who look like you, not just people that look in this unattainable thin ideal,
mm,
because that does seep into our psyches. And I think the
mm.
more people we follow that make us feel good about ourselves, the better it will be for our own mental health.
Yeah,
And maybe the less time we can spend online,
I think that's going to be very helpful to
you
do that.
know,
Yeah,
like
but
get outside and meet actual people.
yeah. Yeah, it does make all the difference. And they're being all funny about banning mobile phones for teenagers. And I think that's the way forward. Just cut down on time you spend online because it's not good. It's not good.
Bring back the frigging Nokia brick. Bring back the little phones that you couldn't do
Ah,
anything with but
I
ring your
love that. I
friends.
played Snake with it though. That was fun.
Yeah, but that's fun. It's but and you can still ring your family if you get
Yeah.
lost.
Oh, that means you have to speak to people. Who does
That's
that?
true. But you
Who does
can
that?
text on them. You can send.
I know, I know. I'm
But
being
yeah,
I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know. I don't have the answers. It's just like really I feel like become aware when you're being too obedient and who's saying, who's
and
telling you.
before you, so I've done it. I've bought a countless number of eye creams
Mm.
since I hit a certain age. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, this'll change everything. No, it
Hmm.
won't, and it doesn't,
No.
and it does nothing.
No.
When you're about to add to cart, take a pause. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. So when you hit add to cart, take a
Yeah.
pause and go, why? Is it because I really
Yeah.
like this? It feels good on my skin, or it feels good. Just take a second to
Hmm.
see why are you buying that? Are you buying that because you
Hmm.
think it's going to make you more acceptable to
Hmm.
the general public, and maybe just question who's benefiting from it.
Yeah, where does the money go? I think
Yeah.
that's an important question to ask yourself. And it's actually something I posted about today about, maybe tot up what you spend over the last
Yeah.
6 months on rejuvenation, on the right gym outfit. And people who are listening to this, I'm using air quotes, by the way, on whatever supplement that's supposed to be helping you with God knows what. Tot it up. Last six
Yeah.
months. Where could you fly on holiday to with that money? What could you do with that money that is a bit more meaningful? Um,
And there's lots of stuff you can do for your skin that's free, like water. Drink some
mhm.
water sometimes. It's quite
Yeah,
nice to
yeah,
hydrate your skin
yeah.
if you're worried about that.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
free. It's free. Um, but it
Oh,
is utterly true. And thank you for letting me rant on because sometimes I get angry, Ella, and it needs to just come out. So to our
absolutely.
lovely listeners, thank you for being so patient and listening to us. But we want you to be kind to yourselves above all. Get in
Mm,
touch with us if you have any more questions or if this has stirred something in you. We always love to hear from you.
hmm.
And yeah, until next time, we're gonna say bye
Bye.
bye.